All right, welcome everyone to the, let's see, what is today? November the 14th Rook Community Meeting. We'll go ahead and get started if I can share my screen. Okay. Michael was just pinging me about joining. Blaine, do you want to give him the link?
Yeah, I'll do that.
So I can get going here. Yep, okay. And I assume you can see my window here. All right, so the milestone checkup to get started. For 1.11, that branch has been pretty stable. We have been backporting a couple of CI fixes just in case we need to release out of it, but I don't believe there are any known issues that we need to release from that branch. So still currently not planned. It's still a possibility if it's needed, but no current need for it. And just to confirm, I'm pretty sure there's nothing in the project board for 1.11. Yep. Okay, if no questions about 1.11, move on to 1.12. It's been over 2 weeks now since our last release. 1.12.7 was just, yeah, it was 2.5 weeks ago. So we're planning on this Thursday, I think, for the release. KubeCon threw us off, or we just delayed it a week because of KubeCon last week. So again, I believe nothing blocking, but a couple of issues I think in progress that would be good to get out there. The Blaine, you're looking at the NFS tests, and there's a Kazi driver configuration issue. I'm not sure Jiffin is looking at that one, so maybe I'll move that out of 112. And then this other one in to do for object storage page in the dashboard, I think that's dependent on a Ceph fix, which we're hoping to come out with Reef. Okay. If that's good for 1.12, then we'll plan on Thursday for the release. And all right, 1.13 then. We've got that December 6th as the tentative date coming up for 1.13.0. So that means in 2 weeks, we would potentially create that 1.13 branch, get everything in place, get ready to go ahead with that. Let's look at that. I have not reviewed the project board today, so it's probably going to be a little bit out of date. But maybe just to talk through a couple of these issues. This feature to get one set of pools for RGWs isolated by namespaces. We have that design doc in progress. Jiffin has been updating that periodically. There's still some not clarity around what that looks like for integration with and getting that done. So I'd say that feature is at risk for the initial 1.13 release. I think it's also the type of thing where you get out in a patch release if it doesn't take too long. But yeah, ultimately we need clarity with that design doc.
Yeah. I guess as a bit of a thought here, I think we have 2 design docs for our GWs right now, and I wonder if it might make sense to focus in on just one of them, like this one in particular, to see if we can like make quicker headway on this one.
On the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the other one in the board here. The other one was about was it DNS bucket host names?
Yeah. Yeah, related to like bucket host names and is related to some changes in like AWS's S3 specification. I was reading up on yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. We should ask Jiffin if we can focus on one, try and get it going. That yeah, because I know Dave, you'd asked about that isolated rules for RGW as well. And other people have asked. I think it's an important feature.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Okay. What was that beep? Somebody trying to join? Oh, we have Michael joining. Okay.
Hey, Michael, yeah.
Yeah, the chime seems new.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, welcome, Michael. The next issue we've got on the board then is to use CEL instead of webhooks with the validating and admission or validating policies. So Bob's working through that. We're definitely interested in getting that done soon for the release. So we can, that means also removing the webhook admission controller, which has been a problem and not even enabled by default anywhere. So that will be a nice change, just to use the schema in the CRDs instead of trying to have that running webhook. Yep, so that's getting close. And then there's, I just pinged Gaurav today about getting this one done for skipping reconcile of all the Ceph daemons if they're labeled as such. We're hoping to get that in as well. Let's see, a few other things here in the to-do column that needs to be reviewed, but don't think we need to talk through those specifics. And we're getting close enough. Yeah, I really should open issues to track other work items. Like, I think I've listed some in the agenda here. Oh yeah, I added a section for release work items. So just to make sure the project board is up to date. We are removing support for Ceph Pacific. I'm about ready to open a PR for that one. We need the upgrade test to upgrade from Rook 1.12. It's still, I think, pointing to 1.11. And then the Ceph release is 18.2.1. The latest reef release is due out any day now. And I think that'll be our default for the 1.13 branch. But I don't think we need to make that a default for our 1.12 branch. But okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the summary I have for the 1.13 release. Any thoughts, concerns about that timeline or features that we really want to get in? Dave, anything from your perspective?
No, looks
add
good.
to that? Okay. Great. If there's no other questions on the releases, we'll move on to discuss KubeCon. Let's see. So yeah, KubeCon. So Annette and I and Dmitry Mishin were there for the Rook maintainers talk. That really went well. The talk was divided into 3 parts where I gave the intro, and then Dmitry talked about his deployment and what it looks like for his petabytes and petabytes of storage used by the university research system. People were really interested in how that looked. That was good. And then Annette talked about application disaster recovery and failover scenarios. That's the first time we've talked about DR in a Rook talk. It just has always felt like too advanced of a topic. But I was actually surprised how much interest there was from the community. Like, oh, someone's finally talking about this. There were a few people who definitely are interested. So, and that talked about a few tools outside of Rook that are upstream and bring them together with Rook. So really, we need to follow up there with a blog or documentation so that Rook users can really find that more easily and bring it together and test it out. Right now, we only document the pieces of it that are in Rook, but we don't have the whole story with Rook. So that was a key takeaway for me. And then, of course, my favorite part is the Rook booth, just people asking questions and coming up. I need to open up a few follow-up issues of bugs or features people were asking about. I think nothing too big that we need to, that it comes to mind, at least to discuss here. But I'll plan on opening those this week. Yeah, I don't know. Any questions about KubeCon? Or it was good to be there. So okay, and then
I wished
for
I could have
KubeCon
been there, but
EU,
maybe
but-
sometime in the future, be back to a
Mhm.
KubeCon North America. So I was in, let me just think about it. I was at KubeCon in Austin and in Seattle. I think those were the ones in North America that I attended. Maybe some
Mhm.
other. I'm not too sure. Oh,
and the
good
ones
events.
in EU.
Yes,
Were you
EU.
in Barcelona, I think.
I was in Barcelona. Yes, we were together there. It was co-located with the Cephalcon, I think. And
Right.
then I was in Prague many years before that, something like 2015 or 16 or so. Czech Republic,
Oh, really?
Prague. Yeah.
There was a KubeCon there. I missed that one.
I think it was the first KubeCon, or it was LinuxCon EU, I think.
Hmm.
Might have been. I don't know. It was certainly I was not involved with Kubernetes yet at the time.
But-
Hey, speaking of conferences, let me just ask here, since you mentioned the KubeCon and I mentioned the LinuxCon, is anybody planning or intending to attend the FOSDEM in Brussels in February? Just curious
Good
here.
question. I probably won't make that one.
Hmm.
I've heard.
Also
I think-
asking because Niels from our group is again organizing the software-defined storage dev room. He has been doing that for many years in a row already.
Mhm.
It's kind of, I don't know, mostly like a mini conference with lightning talks or small presentations, something like that.
Right.
FOSDEM seems to be a big event among open source developers, I think. And that
Mhm.
Radar joined. Hi, Radar.
Hello, everyone.
Hola, amigo.
Yeah. So then for the upcoming conference, then will be KubeCon EU next year will be in Paris, March 19th to 22nd.
Fantastic. That's a good time
Yeah.
to be in Paris. Like in springtime, it's
Springtime.
probably very beautiful there.
Yeah, and I have a question out to maintainers for who's interested in giving that Rook maintainers talk. I'm not sure I'll make it because that's my spring break week for when my kids are out of school, so that's always the family vacation time. So I may defer this KubeCon or miss this one, unfortunately.
The core is planning to go. That's our
Okay.
yeah, that's our big one.
Yeah,
And good to hear
I've
about the
requested-
Brussels one.
Oh, so
What's that
sorry,
thing?
Dave. I didn't mean to speak over you.
No, it's okay.
I messaged like our manager today to indicate my interest in KubeCon EU. So hopefully I am feeling good for attending that one.
Great.
And I
Nice.
know Shubham and Rohan Gupta are also submitting a talk around Multis and Rook.
Mhm.
So I'm taking a look at that, and I think I should still probably talk to Shubham about whether like they want help speaking or like more help kind of like writing the submission.
Submitting it. Mhm.
So they're one or both of them are maybes also.
And Dave, do you have an idea who from your team would be interested? Like Alexander's goes by, or
For sure, Alexander and myself. The others I can't speak for. I don't know yet. We didn't know the date until just now, so it's hard to plan for them because I don't know their obligations, family stuff, and whatever. So at least the two of us will be there.
Right. Yeah, it's still a few months away, but probably in December timeframe is when we'll submit the Rook talk as far as who will officially be giving it and all that. So we can have up to 5 people on a panel to get free KubeCon tickets essentially and help with the booth. But yeah, we'll figure that out later for sure. Great.
Hey, just out of curiosity, I would be interested in knowing whether there are any people in the Rook ecosystem that are in the committees for KubeCon presentation proposals.
I know that they sent out a request to maintainers of the CNCF projects to ask for participants in reviewing those submissions. I did it once and I have not ever done it since, so I'm not reviewing them, but that's a good question if anybody else is. Like, Blaine, do you get those emails? Or are you on mute still? Oh, you haven't.
Sorry, I was looking at a message someone sent me. Could you repeat?
Oh yeah, so the CNCF sends out a request for project maintainers to help review submissions for the next KubeCon. Did you get an email like that? Or
Oh,
I'm not sure who exactly they send it to.
I definitely got an email recently about a survey. Is that maybe the same one?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a survey. It was them asking for volunteers to help review submissions. So maybe I'll look at if you're interested in reviewing submissions. But, you know, their motivation or their carrot they give to review them is basically a half-off ticket to KubeCon or a fully paid ticket if you review enough. But we get a free ticket anyway for the maintainers talk, so it's not much motivation for me, honestly.
Yeah, it looks like I do have an email about a maintainer survey, but I don't think I have that email that you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I exactly got that. But, okay. Great. Any other comments around KubeCon EU? Okay, yeah, we'll plan for that then. Next item added to the agenda is just a note. About a month ago, 17.2.7 of stuff came out, and we realized it had some issues with OSDs on PBs and LVs. So there's this issue tracking it. We've got it pinned in the Rook issues so people can hopefully see it easily. The same issue would have been in Reef if we didn't catch it, but the Reef release does have a fix for it. So 18.2.1 is about to come out any day now, and it has a fix for that. And I just verified it with an update to our CI temporarily just to test the latest Reef, and it all looked good. So that was encouraging. I know, Rado, you're still having some issues with the latest Reef. So.
I'm talking to Gil, providing all the information I have from the success log, and when it fails, seems like he's not yet clear about what could be the issue.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting if we could get a repro on that, or if it's somehow just your environment.
I'm still hoping it's something on my environment because otherwise that will push the release.
So, okay. If no more questions on that, then there are a few design docs basically in progress that are really going to be for the 1.13 release. Just wanted to point them out here for people who are interested in commenting on them and getting in the discussions. The first one is that we've got some cluster specific CSI settings that really should be configured in the cluster CR. So the CSI team is updating that it's the driver to handle them from, there's a config map that Rook creates that has cluster specific settings. So we need to map those from the CR into that config map. That was just open today, so I haven't reviewed it yet either, but it'll be a good one for others to review. The next one I mentioned already from Suba, I'm working on the validating admission policies and removing the admission webhook. And then I put Alexander's on here for scheduling OSD scrubbing. He just opened that today as well on how to get those settings in the cluster CR. See, oh, and this is a duplicate for scheduling since I moved it up there.
And are you still sharing the screen? Because I don't see anything, which might be an issue with me not knowing how to use Zoom anymore, because I haven't used it much in the past, in the recent past.
Can others see it?
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
seeing the screen.
Yeah, I'm seeing also the screen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the the Rook community meeting agenda. There's a link to it from the main Rook GitHub too. In the community meeting section.
Yeah, I have the document. I think it was also in the invite link, a link for to the doc.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And yeah, we don't need to dive into those designs, but just wanted to point them out. And are there any comments around any of those?
Oh,
That we can
just
really
one about
take it offline.
the scheduling and other, actually some other things. So Alexander and I were talking, we've actually pivoted our product strategy we're trying to supplement Rook and Ceph, not replace any of them. So we're just definitely like off the path of Rook. So the things we have that are improvements to Rook, we're going to donate to the community. So this is part of that. There are a couple other things. Yeah, so we intend just to give those features to the community. So we're going to donate some operator improvements plus the scheduling. Maybe SS.
Sure.
There's another thing we have. So that's just the overall intention is to give the community those sets of improvements.
Yeah, sounds great. Cool. Okay. And that's the end of the agenda that I see here in the doc. Is there any other topic that people would like to bring up? Going once, going twice. Okay, if that's all, then thanks everyone for joining today, and have a good
Thank
week.
you.
Thank you. Have a good
All
day.
right.
Thanks, folks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.